The city was a concrete jungle, grimy and unforgiving. It held two brothers in its iron grip. Scrapper Smety, a shadow in the alleys, lived for the next fix. Menskylízal, fueled by a different kind of fire, chased glory on the racetrack. Their lives, a study in contrasts, were on a collision course. Scrapper knew every crack in the pavement, every dark corner where deals went down. Menskylízal, on the other hand, chased milliseconds on meticulously engineered circuits. One craved escape, the other victory. Both, in their own way, were chasing a dream. The air was thick with the stench of stale cigarettes and desperation. Scrapper scratched at the track marks on his arm. He needed a fix, needed it bad. His phone buzzed. Another customer. Another chance to escape the gnawing emptiness inside. He moved like a phantom through the city's underbelly. His eyes, bloodshot but sharp, scanned for cops, rivals and marks. Each deal, a tightrope walk. The money fleeting, spent as quickly as it was earned. The cycle continued, day after day. Hustle, score, escape. The roar of the engine was a symphony, a high-pitched scream of power and precision. Menskylízal gripped the steering wheel, his heart pounding in sync with the engine's rhythm. Every turn, every gear change was a calculated dance with danger. His eyes, hidden behind mirrored visors, burned with ambition. He tasted victory, fleeting and elusive. Sponsors were fickle. Results, everything. The pressure was immense, but still he pushed. Driven by a dream he refused to let go. The dingy phone booth reeked of urine. Scrapper held the receiver tight, his voice a raspy whisper. He needed cash, fast. His connection was getting antsy. He knew who to call, his brother, the one who had escaped this life. Menskylízal listened on the other end, his stomach twisting. He had heard it all before. The desperation in his brother's voice, the empty promises to change, the guilt gnawed at him. But this time it was different. This time Scrapper's voice cracked. He was begging, not for himself, but for someone else. The rain came down in sheets, blurring the world into a dangerous watercolor. Menskylízal fought for control as his car aquaplaned, the engine screaming in protest, his heart hammered in his chest. This wasn't how it was supposed to end. Metal shrieked against metal. The world spun, a kaleidoscope of shattered glass and blinding lights. Then, silence. He lay there, dazed, the smell of gasoline filling his nostrils. He was alive, but something was wrong, terribly wrong. Recognition. The hospital room was sterile and cold. The rhythmic beeping of machines provided a constant, unnerving soundtrack. Menskylízal lay in bed, his body a roadmap of pain. Bandages covered the burns. A cast encased his broken arm. Then he saw him, Scrapper. His face, etched with worry, looked out of place in the pristine environment. He looked older, more haggard, but it was him. He had come. He mumbled something about being there for him. About a debt that could never be repaid. Redemption's price. The truth was a bitter pill to swallow. Scrapper, desperate for money, had promised his girlfriend's daughter a surgery he could never afford. So he turned to the only person he could, his brother. But fate, it seemed, had other plans. The crash, it wasn't an accident. The brakes had been tampered with. A rival driver, threatened by Menskylízal's rising star, had taken things too far. Scrapper had gotten to him just in time. A fight had ensued. The police arrived, the saboteur was arrested, and Scrapper, he had disappeared. A new path. The roar of the crowd was deafening, but Menskylízal only had eyes for one person. A young girl, her face beaming with excitement, sat in the front row. She waved a hand, her smile brighter than the sun. She was alive. He had walked away from racing. The crash had taken its toll, but he had found something more important: purpose. He dedicated his time to raising awareness for young racers, to ensuring their safety, to honoring the sacrifice his brother had made. Unbreakable bonds. Years later, a postcard arrived, sent from a small coastal town. No return address, just a picture of a sunrise over the ocean. On the back, a single sentence scrawled in familiar handwriting. Living right, little brother. Menskylízal smiled. He knew, deep down, that some bonds couldn't be broken, even by the chaos of their past. They were brothers, and in the end, that's all that mattered.